Greetings, Dustin. I see that you're here.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Oh, great.
Well,
Very
welcome.
great. How are you, Dr. James Thomas?
Great.
I'm Viol from WEOM.
Well, so nice to meet. Oh, Vio, so nice to meet you.
Yeah,
We've dialogued through the technology, but it's always a pleasure to meet you, voice meet you, and
yeah.
hope to meet you in person
Yep.
one day. Welcome to
Yeah, likewise,
Mentality.
likewise.
Welcome to Mentality and Vion.
Thank you very much. So I'm waiting for Mama Eileen to hop on to the Zoom meeting.
Absolutely.
I am here. I am
Yo.
here.
Eileen, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you, Jay?
We're doing great after all of the technological acrobatics. We're still here, and we seem to have made a cat-like landing. So far, so good.
Nice, nice. Very nice. So, I think I do have some other guys who wants to join. So, should they be joining the YouTube or should they be joining the Zoom here?
The Zoom.
All right. So, I need to send a message over. Dustin, can you send a message over to Hassan? So, I don't know whether he can change the event link, but
Yep. Yeah, sure. No problem. I'll send me the Zoom link.
we are live on Zoom. So how has life been for you, Jay? It has been a little while since we last spoke.
Yes, it's been a while. But I will say that WEOM has a few beautiful virtues that I've found in that time. The communications has been spot on and definitely without any gaps whatsoever, which is good for us. And note to file for anybody that listens to this show. WEOM has no gaps where it comes to communications.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for your kind words. So I'm also looking forward to hear more about what mentality, really to hear about mentality and your community and what you do as a whole as well. Because I think we found a lot of synergy the last time we spoke to each other, and definitely there will be people in the community who are so interested to find out more about mentality.
Oh yes. Oh yes,
Yeah.
and I tuned into one of the conferences, I would say, or webinars, and the community members are very, very much mental. I like to say they keep it mental and exude colossal positive mental attitude, which is a great thing.
Yeah, and it's so needed in the Web3 space.
Yes, and on ground.
Yeah, totally. It applies everywhere. Online, offline, Web 2, Web 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Absolutely. So I do believe that as we begin to talk about WEOM and mentality, we will see that this is a way forward for that positivity.
100%. Yeah.
So
are we expecting anybody from your end?
yes, we have some of our family. They're like family. We have some of our family in Bangalore that should join, and they'll be on listen mode. Where individuals that were there when mentality was in its formative state. I've traveled to India extensively, and I found good talent there, and just tossed around the concept, and we came up with some artwork. The concept was already there, but in that period of time, we were able to just have use test cases and individuals that we allowed to kick the tires, so to speak, of mentality, and come back with their view of what they thought mentality was. And I'm so appreciative for them. And what I love about it is the population is such in India that you have a great swath of people that you can have tested. And it was a night. And then we tested it in the U.S. and we've had countless webinars. We have, if we go to Mentality Metaverse, we have probably 21 hours of Metaverse conferences and with everybody from the first African American female astronaut to command a spacecraft, Dr. Sion Proctor, to neurosurgeon Dr. Ernest Barthélemy, who is a phenomenal mind doc, as he likes to say, to everybody from world-renowned athletes and the NBA, and just a nice, I would say, kaleidoscope of individuals worldwide and in different walks of life.
Interesting. The people you meet around, like the space. I always think that when you are involved in community, community based like businesses, like projects, or that is really the reward for that business is like the diversity of the people that you actually meet and talk with. Everybody has their own like interesting like stories and stuff, all that, which I always find fascinating.
Oh, truly, I love to think of the colorful aspect of our personalities is akin to the fact that most people have 5 fingers on each hand, and every finger is different, but together they work in perfect harmony to create the best tool for our life chores from start to finish. Mm-hmm. Yes, and I really like that when you let me know when you think I should speak a little bit about mentality, and I will peel a few layers back on that note right there. I think it's a great segue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I see we have a few more people that have joined. Thank you for joining.
Hello, Hassan. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Eileen. Hey. Hi, Dustin.
Hi, Hassan. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you guys?
We're doing great here.
Yeah, so Jay is our host of today.
Oh.
It's my pleasure. I'm so fascinated with WEOM. Would someone like to introduce it to the audience?
Sure. So I think we can just kick off now. Hello everyone. My name is Lynn. I am the head of community at WEOM. So we are actually a 3D open metaverse that combines ancient wisdom with modern technology to deliver greater well-being through immersive gameplay experiences. So essentially, our team is highly experienced in building virtual experiences. We have previously done projects for top brands like Disney, Bloomberg, and Tencent. So right now we are building a fantasy island, like a metaverse island, where the content, the gameplay revolves around hyper casual games designed to educate and motivate users on wellness. And it will be a mobile first experience with the mobile beta app launching in this Q1 2023. So we are right now currently having our virtual land sale and lots of activities going on.
Oh, that's fantastic. And let's underscore virtual land sale to one and all, because as much as it is a fantasy island, it is a place where we can tune in to self-care and health care for self. And with health is really wealth. So this is an island full of wealth for the most valuable gift that we possess, which is our minds. It starts with our minds, I would say. And as we hear, I have the share screen on with the 00 island, and just the sound of the waves is very, very calming, and I think a very, very good way to initiate people with what WEOM is all about. It's about peace, calm, presence of mind in a very, very healthy way.
Yeah, like totally. And it's like because our team previously, we have done a lot of corporate projects like real world digital twin, like metaverse, all that. But it's like when we decided to transit to an on-chain strategy last year. Okay, so we actually asked ourselves, like, what do we want to spend our precious time in Web3 building? And so, like, our founders, like Fazan, like, he is like super, super passionate about mental well-being, about like health and wellness, all that. So, and in fact, like the whole team is. So, like, so this idea of a fantasy island that can actually motivate and cultivate like wellness practices actually like came to mind. And partly also the reason that we do see a gap in this area, like in the Web3 space. And there's like, I think meditation, mental wellness, all that is gradually catching up. Like in Web2, we can see that there's a huge increase of the number of meditation apps like in the App Store. So if we are talking about Web3 being the future of like the evolution of the next internet, so it definitely has to start catching up in this area. And when we look around, okay, like we actually saw that there is no like decentralized metaverse that is focused on wellness use case. But there is like brands like for example Alo Yoga, all that is already starting to move into the space. But there is like, so we thought that, oh wow, like now is really the time to actually like have a specialized like decentralized like metaverse actually dedicated to all this. And like we spent a lot of the effort and like and put in a lot of thought into designing this whole metaverse. And there's like in fact like the certain like dimensions, like architecture, all that was designed with the sacred geometry like principles in mind, where we incorporate there's like harmonic principles of nature into the design. And like later on my teammate will actually like show a demo of the island build. Okay, and you will be able to see that it is like full of greenery, of nature, and as Jay just now was saying, that even our lamp porter like actually has like waves sounding and birds chirping, all that. So we want the metaverse to be a place just like where people will enjoy their stay, where people will feel like relaxed, so where people will be like we'll just like enjoy the time over there. And like and on it, like there's like we will be developing a lot of hyper casual games that are actually catered around like it's like mental wellness as well. So some of the experience that you can actually expect, like for example, we were saying like there will be a tree which you can plant in the metaverse, and maybe it can link to your like on real world like step tracker, and the more steps you walk, and then the faster and the taller your tree actually like grows, and it bears like exotic fruits which you can like maybe like trade sell off, or like or use it in like maybe it's like you need it to complete a special task in the metaverse or something. So another feature that we have recently talked about is to have a gratitude tree in the metaverse. and like where you can actually every day like go up to it and say like what you are grateful for. So and then like like it's like you are actually being rewarded for like cultivating this gratitude practice. So like the more you visit a tree, you will accumulate like milestones, rewards, like batches, all that. Yeah. So these are like the little things that all adds up that we can actually help to improve our lives in a better way.
This is fantabulous. This is incredible. And the shift from a corporate structure to a more holistic mental well-being, people-centric structure. Why was that made in WEOM? How did that come about?
Yeah, I think essentially besides the passion, the interest, like putting that aside, we find that it is something needed in the space, and it is something that we ourselves will want to use. You know, like a lot of the team, like they are, it's like they are hard workers, like it's like or DGens like 24/7 a day. So we actually like we actually we experience through all the mental stress, all the like all the like FOMO, all the like negative like emotions that arises like that comes with the space. So like so it's like essentially like we can say that there is a need for like such a place of 00 Island like to exist, and like and it's like because we're so early in the space, a lot of the projects are still in development. The whole space is still like taking shape, you know. So there is no clear leader in this aspect yet. So like so that's why like we wanted to take the step to actually fill this gap.
That's very, very, very impressive. Pioneers, I would call it, very much so. I met Faizan, the CEO, here in Silicon Valley, at an event, and there were several people that were on the speaker rostrum. At the end of the session, I was gravitated to Faizan over everybody else. Not that he spoke the most, not that he had the loudest voice, but because his words were measured and they were full of positivity. And when we went out to the hallway, I addressed him, introduced myself, and immediately there was a common bond there. It says a lot about WEOM as a whole, because one thing that you touched on is that working in corporate, you all were able to see the level of stress that individuals have. And, the stress really weighs on the mind, and when the mind hurts, the body cries out. When the mind feels good, the body rejoices. So here is a tool, I would say. The WEOM is an ecosystem, a tool which enables individuals to counteract all of the stressors that one would find in everyday life. Especially here in Silicon Valley, individuals have 24-hour schedules that are very, very different because it's a global neighborhood where you have all sorts of points of light around the world that connect to the technology. And folks miss sleep, they miss events, and they're at the computer for hours on end. And I think this is a great, great, great way to change that tide, as well as with the gamification that you mentioned here. And it would cause for the trees to grow, for you to be able to walk faster to make the trees grow, and the gratitude tree, which is conceptual right now. These things will enable individuals to spend more time someplace, which is the WEOM, that is full of positivity in lieu of the places they could spend a lot of time that's full of stress. This is ingenious. This is very, very ingenious. And whether it's first to market, I really like the concept and how it's intertwined with the human forces of the world, from old to new, the old world and the technology, which is the new world.
Yeah, like means that there's so much wisdom in all the ancient there's so much wisdom with all the ancient scriptures, ancient practices, all that, and we humans are able to only discover like the tip of the iceberg, and it's starting to show up in a lot of places, especially in the in the like well-being and health like spaces. So yeah, we are really like looking forward to like how we can better like represent, like better like bring all this like knowledge and combine it with modern technology and present it to other users of WEOM. And it's like we humans are so funny. Like a lot of times we know what is good for ourselves, but we just let other priorities like work, like stress, all that like get ahead of us. But like research has shown that like if you are able to just like if you're given incentive like to actually like go to the gym to do something like good for yourself, like just any kind of like little incentive, like doesn't even have to be financial, like you are like probably like 5-10 times like more likely like to like do that action. Yeah, so that's actually what we hope to instill for our users over here, like through like to reward people for taking good care of themselves.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You shared a little bit about the way that WEOM, the word, came about, and what happens in the inception of a new member to the WEOM community. Would you or anyone like to share that story? I think it's such a beautiful story and such a beautiful path.
Oh, like the spiritual path.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like so we actually have a pretty unique way of onboarding our new users. So like in most metaverses or other virtual worlds, you actually enter the world as a character, but over here like we are trying to represent the spiritual journey that someone goes through. So you actually start off in a spirit or soul avatar, and that shapes like a flame. And like so it's like then there's like because we are developing a mobile first experience, so like you will have to chant the word Om into the phone, and then your spirit will start to form. And interestingly is like everybody's spirit avatar will look slightly different from one another. Because it's generated based on the sound frequency that we capture when you say the word Om. So you can say that it's a one-of-one, a unique energy avatar that belongs to you only. Yeah. So when that soul avatar is formed, and then it will descend onto the island, and you can roam around the island as a spirit, as a soul. But at the same time, you are actually given an option, like to embody your spirit with an avatar. So we have actually partnership with Ready Player Me. They are yes, that's right. So allows you to actually like customize your look. So my current PFP, like my current profile picture, is created by Ready Player Me. So people can customize however they want. But a recent development that we are very, very happy about is we actually managed to partnership and integrate other 3D NFT projects into the metaverse, such that their owners, their like NFT holders, can actually embody their spirits like in the into the form of their favorite PFP project. So like probably like this will be a good segue also like to let my teammate like Dustin actually like show the the latest metaverse build that we have, where we actually integrate one of our partner characters like 3D assets into the metaverse. So, and in the metaverse, you will also be able to see the soul avatar. We recently just like planted in the soul avatar, so you can see like 3 flames, like 3 spirits like floating in the metaverse. So Dustin, like can we have like can we take a look at the metaverse build, please?
Sure. Can I share my screen?
Yes,
Yep.
let's do that.
Yes, I think like Jay, the last time round, like when I showed you the metaverse, like the spirits were not inside yet. Now it is there.
Can you see your screen? I see Lean. 1 second. Let's.
The host disabled the participant screen sharing. Can have access to it.
Okay, let's see here. Access. Let's do. All right. 1 second. Okay, start. Okay, let me see if I can give you access through here because it was preset. Let's see. Okay, here we are. So, I'm making you the host. How about that?
That's usually the easy way out.
Well,
Thank you.
Better easy than complex.
Yeah, that's right.
Simple is the complex.
Yeah, no reward for hard work.
Indeed.
Yep, so yes, welcome to 00 Island.
Oh, I love it. I hadn't seen this before.
Yes, every day. It's like Jay. It's like we are building like every single day. So every few weeks you will see something different. So this is the integration of our a partner that we're working closely with, like WASD.
Mm-hmm.
So they are a 10K PFP project, and they are very, very experienced like game publisher in both like Web 2 and Web 3.
Mm-hmm.
So like. Yeah, so like right now we have this generic model, which we integrated into the WEOM metaverse, and like any WASD holder will be able to roam around in this WEOM metaverse. But further down the roadmap, like landowners, like will actually be able to roam around in their own WASD model, so not just the generic model. So so behind, like if you see the tall building over there, like that is actually the Habitats building. So in real life, they are the architecture firm that actually did the Uber headquarters, like YouTube headquarters, and a few like embassy buildings, all that. So like they actually enter the Web3 space, and they had a project like which is called the Habitats. Like this, the building that you see is totally generated by AI. Okay, so like no handwritten code, like totally like AI generated. So and we have the WASD, right? So Dustin, if you can go into the building with the WASD. Yeah, so we have the WASD enter the building, and like these in the Web3 space is actually quite a milestone for us because it displays the interruptibility of a few different projects in a single metaverse. Okay, so like in the Web3 space, it's like we always talk about interruptibility, which is that like users are able to gain ownership of their assets and carry forth like their assets wherever they go, no matter is it in the real metaverse or you go to Decentraland, you go to Sandbox, all that, like whatever you own actually belongs to you. So like this is actually the first use case of interruptibility on the WEOM 00 Island. Yes.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, and you can see the okay. Like just a gentle reminder, this is just a pre-alpha build, so not. Yes, we always have to give a disclaimer. Like my devs, I know they are such like perfectionists. And it's like if I show a less than perfect like something out there, they will come and have coffee with me. So I always have to emphasize. So this is a pre-alpha build, not completed product yet. Like every day we are working like bit by bit to improve it, and the final product will be like 10 times, like 100 times better looking than this. Yes, and like so you can see it's like it's full of nature, greenery, like white spaces, clear blue sky, like very different from the dystopian narrative that we see in a lot of the other virtual worlds. So this is like sort of the utopian representation of the world that we want to co-create together with the community.
This is incredible. And it exudes positive mental attitude, the greenery, the blue skies, incorporating with the sounds of the ocean. Very, very much in line with what's needed more.
Yeah, and you know there is a study that shows that even in other virtual worlds that say Decentraland, like people tend to like gather towards the places where there is more greenery. Okay, so yeah, so maybe it's a kind of like nature in us that we just want to gravitate like towards like Mother Earth, like Mother Nature, or that. Yeah, so that's just a pretty interesting observation. So you can see Dustin running around, and like this is the core Genesis Center, the central part of the island. Oh, okay, I see the spirit. Okay, I see the spirit. Yay! Yeah, our tree spirit avatar. So you can see, yeah. So like every spirit is like different. So I'll be interested to find out, like to see like Jay, what kind of spirit that you actually like generate out from your own.
That's so beautiful. Is one of these spirits Hassan and yourself? Is it?
We came in first. You see, we are the pioneers.
Oh, no, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful commentary about what we say spirit, and for those who would more or less want to be neutral, this is when you say WEOM and this is created, this is basically a representation, digital representation of what's inside of your inner self and the yet more hidden, put in a form of a beautiful graphic that, like a fingerprint, is totally distinct and individualized to oneself. That's what I like about it. And there are some folks would say, "Oh, spirit." Okay, we'll say this is your heart. This is the shape of your heart, because within inside of your heart resides the most intricate and deepest parts of the human. So here now, when you say WEOM, this is your heart talk. This is a illustration of your heart talk, and digitized uniquely for you. Which is beautiful. This is incredible. And you can take the spirit and become and create an avatar of yourself with Ready Player Me or the new function here, which is incredible.
Yeah, thank you for bring that up, Jay. Yes, I know a lot of people have asked us like, so like, what's up with our name? Is like, what is the meaning of WEOM? So like, it's like if you know the word Om. Okay, like it's actually a neutral word, like very, very. It's not even a word. It's a sound. It's a vibration of the universe, like that is neutral, that is agnostic, that is non-religious, and to us, like that means so much to us, because like in the Web3 space, a lot of us we actually like represent ourselves with a PFP, with a profile picture, and behind that picture, like you can be anyone, like no matter what skin color, what age, what gender, like which country you are, like it doesn't matter. We are all here together, like to make like Web3, to make this world a better place. So we wanted the spirit avatar to carry the same kind of significance, that it's like it's just like agnostic, it's like neutral of anything, so you can take shape in like any form that you want, and then like you gradually shape yourself like through the journey that you go through.
Now, this is incredible. And what else do we have here? I see there is a flying craft above us. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so that is our Zeppelin, and the
Ah,
entire island is actually huge. 10 kilometers by 10 kilometers. So if you put a 6 foot tall human being inside, it takes 3 to 4 hours to walk from one end of the island to the other. So the number one feature that people have requested for is a something for you to fly.
yes.
Yes, so we have a zeppelin over here, and so there will be other objects, or maybe, maybe some other objects. I'm trying to get my devs to build a magic carpet for me, so I'm still trying.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. And this Zeppelin is very, very new age, if I might say. It's very, very nice. It's eye catching.
Yeah, it's like we are a blend of ancient wisdom and modern technology, you see. And our first season is actually inspired by the solar punk movement, which is a movement like that envisions a future where humans, technology, and nature, they can coexist together in harmony. So like a lot of the things you see on this island, you will also see that it's like how technology and nature can blend together, like to make this like universe a really like better place. Because like I do have friends like who embrace like nature, and some of them, they actually have a little bit of a negative like feelings towards the technology that human develop. But it's like in this world, everything has two sides. It's like good and bad, light and dark, like yin and yang, sun and moon. Everything is like depending on how you make the best out of it. So we do believe that it's like evolution in technology is inevitable, but it's like how are we like going to make them like coexist together? So that is the key over here.
This is a place of positivity and peace.
Exactly. And like this Zeppelin is an NFT object. So in the WEOM metaverse, like we will actually airdrop certain free objects like to the landowners. There are some premium objects that is put on sale on our bazaar as well. But you can also take part in certain tasks, like certain games, or that to earn maybe rewards to redeem all these NFT. So that is actually part of the gamification like process.
Well, tell me about the bazaar and the land ownership, if you will. How do
All
one
right.
acquire land in the WEOM?
Sure. So like early on we said that there is a land sale going on. So we just closed our pre-sale that is open only for our partner communities and closed network. So on WEOM, like just now we saw the Central Island, and surrounding the Central Island are actually 4 elemental districts: earth, fire, water, and air. And Dustin here right now, like he is running about in the earth district, where you can see a huge tree of life over there. So in the future you'll even be able to like climb out on top of the tree and have events over there.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
so each district has actually total supply on the island is 5,000 plots of land, and 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. Okay, so but we will only be putting up on sale like probably 2,500 to 3,000 to the people who want to purchase them. So the other half we are just reserving for brand partnerships, like for game publishers, like developers and like builders, all that, who are able to create experiences to attract to bring like foot traffic to the universe, to this WEOM metaverse, right? So like for land sale, actually it is you will have to have your wallet to be green listed, okay, in order to participate in the land sale. And we are only putting up the small plots, which is our small plots which cost 0.1 ETH, and then the medium plots 0.2 ETH up for sale. So for people who are interested to own the land, what they can do is just visit our Twitter, visit our Discord, and then we can point them to the registration page to actually have their wallet green listed. So yeah, so that's about it, and you will be able to choose like from all four different districts, like which where you want to settle in. And like gradually right now you can see the island is still like pretty like bare, pretty empty, but then it's like gradually, yeah, it will be filled up with different experiences and different like settlers and all that. Okay, so because like for the landowners, we will also be airdropping them like some buildings which they can deploy and plant on their land plot. And in the future, when our no-code creator tool is up, okay, like they are actually able to like create their own metaverse scene. It's like without knowing a single line of code. So that will and like we will also be giving them like assets, all that, to move around on the island. And like our partners will also be creating their own form of experience on the island. And like behind the scene, this we have been building for more than 1 year, and behind the scene we have been onboarding a lot of like partners onto the metaverse. And after when we actually like open up to public, their communities will actually be onboarded onto the metaverse as well. So one of these partners is of course Mentality.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I am, like I said, overjoyed over WEOM. But before we get into that, you mentioned the different areas of the island. Could you tell us what they are?
Right, so like the core central is the Genesis Center. So that is when like the WEOM team will be developing the meditation experience, the gaming arcade, and building like auditorium, all that. So where the main like bulk of the activities are in at the moment. So like there are 4 other districts like Earth, Fire, Water, and Air surrounding the Genesis Center. So each district will have their own law, significance, and like different kind of experience. For example, the fire, they stand for passion and creativity. Like air is like freedom and intuition. I happen to know that is your favorite district, Jay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, and then we have water, stands for like I think serenity and wisdom, and then earth is strength and stability. So everybody will have like an element that calls out to them, and like the different experience eventually being built on all these 4 districts will kind of like differ as well. Like for example, like here, since we're here at the Tree of Life, all that, like there can be like events that's being hosted over here. Then like scavenger hunts, like in the tunnels of the roots of the trees, all that. And then the water district, there are like 12 waterfalls. And then like which actually generate like hydropower. Then it's like, so it's a self-sustaining like district, and there's a water maze over there, like where you can actually like do some like puzzle games and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, lots and lots of things are in place actually.
Well, with the auditorium, could landowners hold their own events, scheduled to hold their own events there, like webinars and things of the sort?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. And in fact, like even on your own land plot, you are able to build your home hub, and then you will be able to like even like host your own kind of, like connect to YouTube, like host your own like these like video conferences, all that in the future. You know?
Oh, fantastic! So this is a place where the WEOM community can invite everyone else in the world to come and partake in whatever activities the landowners may hold, correct?
Yes, totally. And you know, it's like now it seems like a game to us, but really in the future we firmly believe that like that is the future that is how the future internet is going to be. Like everything will be gamified, everything will be like 3D in a like metaverse like nature. Yeah, so whatever we are doing in Web 2 now, like we will be able to do in the Web 3 metaverse, but in a 3D format.
So if one of the things that really holds sway, that really draws me to this, is because whatever we have on ground, we can mirror here in WEOM as a place where languages as well, correct? People can host events and speak different languages here as well, correct?
And there is like our creator tools, our no-code creator tools will be will be integrated with generative AI. So next time you'll be able to easily like create using like AI technology. And like right now AI is all the rage right now.
Yes.
And there's definitely a lot of things that we can actually integrate into the metaverse. So I have seen like the other day like AI tools that can actually do translation of languages from a single video. Like it's like just using AI. So people like I'm so excited to see, because like that is so in line with what we are envisioning over here. That language barriers are being broken down. Like people like no matter like where you are from, okay, like you are able to converse with one another like without that language like barrier. I think it's a very, very powerful thing.
I bring out all these points because our audience, and wherever else this particular session lands, needs to know that one of the differentiators with WEOM is not only can you do these things, it happens in a very, very positive environment, very, very positive environment, and that magnifies the outcome-based results that one would get. Attending a seminar in a beautiful setting like this, or one of the other areas of the island, would give more to the individual holistically, and inspire for individuals to go out and see things in a very, very much positive way. I wanted Lean to really, and this is beautiful. I hadn't taken and like you said, it's an ever evolving process. Looking at the earth right now, it is very, very beautiful, and it's just growing. I look at it as a frontier. This is a definitely an exercise in frontierism, because it's not super populated right now. The initial land sales started today, correct?
Yep.
And so you can imagine in a year from now, there will be homes and individuals, be they in the WEOM form of spirit or in their avatars, buzzing about here. But right now, this is what you would call frontierism, and very, very much infinite possibilities. I'm thinking about how courses can be held in here on a person's land plot, and everything here is on the blockchain, correct?
Yes.
So there's a record, there's a preservation of the record of everything that goes on, which really makes for a heck of an experience that is logged in time for here and beyond.
Yeah, and you brought up a very good point about like the frontier, like being early, all that. It's like we are in such a unique, like position and time that we are able to take advantage of a lot of like things in the early stages. So like people have been saying that, oh, they miss the internet, like they miss the like property boom, all that. But it's like here, it's like it's like we see that it's like we are so early that like that is like that maybe some people are not able to see the full potential yet, because it's like it's human nature. It's like you want more like verification. It's like you want like more things like to be solidified like before you are being convinced, all that. But it's like if you study a lot more depth into like the future of the internet, the metaverse, like the blockchain technologies, all that, like I think it's like you will really treasure this time that we are going through, that we are actually witnessing like history with our own eyes and building history with our own hands.
Exactly, and we're the pioneers. Well, everyone on this planet is part of the frontierism and can be a pioneer. And it said there's people that make things happen, people that watch things happen, and some people that don't even know things are happening.
Yeah, until it happened.
Yeah, until it happens, right? So this is .com. I've heard it said that the Web3, what is known as the metaverse, in an overarching description of it is Web3, the third coming of the web, is like the .com in 1998. It's like the World Wide Web in 1998, before everyone had any type of notion of it, and the screen would be black and the letters would be green on there, and then things started to build out. What else we have here when we start to peel the layers back is tech. Tech is one of the areas that have an undying will to thrive, not only survive, but thrive through the Great Recession, through all type of world crises. Tech is there. Tech does not suffer a big hit because it is so much of a fundamental part of every stream in every life. And what else we have here is health. Health in the form of mental well-being, happiness, peace, and a sense of calm. So health is even bigger than tech. And health is too big to fail. Regardless what happens in the world, there will always be a need and necessity for health care or self-care. But it all falls under health. So we have the binding of two of the most indestructible segments, which is health and tech. And you meld the two here in a place in which you come and have a feel-good experience time and time again. And this is something that you don't get every day. You don't get every day, and it's just a click away, right? So, and it encourages individuals to stay mobile, okay? And when you leave here, you take something with you, and it's a little bit of WEOM every day, a little bit of positivity every day. And this is what attracted mentality to it. And, the first conversation with Faizan, as I said, he didn't speak the most, but his words were most resounding with an individual that loves places of peace, and I could tell that he was coming from a place of peace. Secondly, his concept resonated because I've been in the mental health, wellness, and well-being space for over a decade. And the evolution of it is very, very much at breakneck speed right now. We spoke about the languages I have created. The mentality has many sessions with avatars in many different languages because the world is a neighborhood. And it has to be presented that way in order for people to get to know each other. There's one principle that I love to touch on is the familiarity with IQ is very much everywhere. And there's some familiarity with EQ, emotional intelligence. And then there's something else that has come about within the last year or so, which is CQ, cultural intelligence, where we get to understand the cultures of people the world over, and thereby we get to understand each other. And this having the ability to take form within inside of WEOM is another way in which we develop a cultural intelligence in and of itself that is inclusive, indiscriminate, and for the positive outcome of everyone. So with mentality, we have created mentality to help individuals bring out the best in them, to give them a mental boost, to enjoy them to join a mental spa where they can tap into not only the conscious but the subconscious as well, which serves as the larger part of the mind. So when we look at this place here, I think it is a beautiful environment for mentality to help individuals remove locks, blocks, and setbacks and ceilings, and to bring out their full potential and to stay the course with that. It was a natural for me as the founder of the mentality to come on board, and I'm totally excited about everything going on here. I chose air. I chose air because of a story that I shared with Lean. There's a story that says when the earth was created, and it wobbled. And when it wobbled, an iron stake was drawn through it. And this iron stake represents the mountains. And then the question came up, well, what's stronger than the mountains? And the answer came back, fire, because fire melts iron. And the mountains are made of iron. And the next question was, well, what's stronger than fire? And the response came back, water, because water puts out fire. And the next question came about, well, what's stronger than water? And the response came back, air, because air moves water. So in it you have the earth, you have the fire, you have the wind, which is the air, and the water. These elements really resonated with the concept for me of WEOM and the concepts that I hold true about the elements in our world. So I chose air. I chose air because air moves water. Water puts out fire, and fire melts iron. And in the mentality space, we will look to add to as well as take from the WEOM concept, and I would enjoin everyone listening to this, whether now or on one of our stations on iHeart, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, or SoundCloud, or YouTube, to do one good thing in a day and join WEOM. Join WEOM for all the right reasons. All the right reasons for oneself and one's family, one's community, and be a part of something that is very, very much frontier-oriented and super positive and truly beautiful. A mesh of on-ground and Web3, which inevitably, as time goes by, there will be more of a melding of tech and real and our physical going abouts. So that's what I have in the capsule right now. And, I say this all with a big smile on my face because this is one of the things that, as a humble visionary, I see as really, really a grand slam.
Thank you, Jay. That was truly, truly beautiful, and I'm saying this as well, with a big smile on my face, because we are watching the future. We are witnessing future being formed over here. But there is whether this future is better or worse for humanity. It really depends on the philosophy, culture, and priorities of companies that are leading this era. So WEOM, we hope to play a part in creating this positive future for the humanity. And I also welcome like partners like yourself like to come on board with us to co-create this like metaverse for humanity together. So welcome to 00 Island. Welcome to WEOM.
Well, thank you very much, and I vote for WEOM, and I will do anything that is asked of me to aid and assist in making this come about. And if we can post whatever we can for individuals to be able, on all of my sites, I will have everything that one needs to join WEOM, visit WEOM, experience WEOM for themselves, and to spread the word to others. In this millennium, the word of mouth is the world of mouth. And once we say it to someone, be it by whatever type of social media or other tools that we use, it gets on the other side of the world before we can finish the statement. So the word of mouth is the word of mouth is the world of mouth. And let's get the word out about WEOM.
Let's do it. Right. So like today is like our official partnership announcement with Mentality. Right. So it's like so we'll like gifting a plot of land on Air District.
Yes, indeed.
So like would you like to switch over to the land portal and see which is your desired plot so that we can lock it in for you?
Sure, let's see if we can manage that. I'll take over now. And we'll go over. And I saw something near the water that I really liked and thought it would be pretty nifty. 1 second, please.
There is like people have been trying to get alpha from us, like which plot of land is more desirable, more valuable. Everybody has their own strategy in like deciding which plot of land to take up.
Right. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, beautiful. So here we are. And here's so we have, this is air, and it has all the turbines here. This is the air district of the island. And the beauty of it, the air district does have water flowing through, and water that is its boundary, and then it has land. So though it's air, I find that it's nifty that it has three of the elements very, very much that is encompassing it very closely. And so from the beach, from the sand here, from the ocean to the sand, I find this piece of land here to be most desirable for me. Pavana View 237 in the Air District.
Havana 237. All right. So yes, so we will lock in Havana 237 for mentality. Right. So we will be like so we will be setting up like your logo, your picture, all that. That's what you send to us like on this plot.
Yes.
To say that, oh, this is the mentality plot.
yes, we'll plant the mentality flag there and build upon it. And for those that's listening, this goes into a permanent record for those that are not too familiar, called the blockchain. It's akin to what we know as having a deed of record or a land title that is recorded in any state, country, or the like for here on out. So will we be able to rename Pavana View 237, or will that be the name forever?
Oh, that will actually be the name. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. In the Pavana View 237 Air District is the address, and the operations there will be the mentality on the 00 island of WEOM.
Nice. So welcome again on to 00 Island. So within Q1 this year, as a landowner, you will be able to come on board 00 Island to actually do a beta, explore together and roam around the actual metaverse itself together with us. So look forward to that.
Oh, I can hardly stay in my skin right now, and that's an understatement. And this will be a place where folks can come and get a mental boost that they will need to make it through the day. And for those that are familiar with the mentality, we do take an approach where it's people-centric. We want to help have everyone put a smile on their face, and that which follows is okay with us. So, Pavana View 237, I'm super thankful for being a part of WEOM and being able to have the land minted here. And it's one of the beauties, if I may do a little advertisement, is that right about now, the cryptocurrency is not so high, but that's now too. We don't know about tomorrow. So for those that would consider owning a plot of land and to do something positive with it, this is prime time. And there's only 2,500 plots that will be sold to the public. So there's no better time than now. So find something you like here on WEOM soon, if not quicker, and acquire it. It's just like buying land any place else in the world.
Thank you for the shout out.
It's needed and necessary. You all deserved it and worked hard for it. And I look at a lot of technology, and this one is one of a kind, and it makes the word competition irrelevant because it is in a space in it of its own. And it's hats off to WEOM. Really, 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 really commendable work. Commendable
Thank you on behalf of the team, because having validation from people like yourself is truly what enable us to go on and build more things.
Yeah, well, I thank you all. I haven't heard from Hassan or anybody. Hassan and Viol, Viol, you write a lot. Do you have anything you want to share with us, with the show, with the audience?
We'd just like to have the mentality on board on WEOM. Really excited for your community to come here and build. We're actually building a metaverse out there that I personally haven't seen in a while. So really excited to see you and the other communities on board.
Well, we will definitely, we're definitely happy to be here, and it's important, and perhaps in the future, this will be a place where we can definitely host our shows, the Mentality Show, to everyone, everywhere.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Oh, thank you. And Hassan, how about you? Share some thoughts with us, with the audience.
So,
just not a...
yeah, go ahead, Ivy.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so, when I look at WEOM, I have a very different perspective of seeing metaverse, because I, as a very early team member, I don't know if I can give this alpha, Eileen, but I've actually seen WEOM in the VR, and I believe this is something very futuristic coming out. I've seen it built in VR. It's totally, absolutely out of the world. The technology is amazing, the team is amazing, and the project itself is amazing. We do have like strategic partners that are amazing, like you and your community, and we really are building out for people.
I think that one of the beautiful things that when we were taken into the building, the interoperability, as Lean spoke about, was great because it took you into another dimension. Okay, and be it a building today, there could be other dimensions that are explored that continuously help individuals grow in so many different ways, and seeing like Hassan said, being there early, seeing it in its infancy and then growing to where it is now, and technology is always on our side. It's ever evolving, and the things that will come later, I'm super excited as you all are as well.
Yeah.
So, Lean, where to from here? What's next? What's the next steps for the people that are listening?
So actually, if you want to have a closer look at this Zero Island, this land portal, this land portal is actually open to public. Okay, so the website URL, as you can see on the screen, is bazaar.weom.xyz/island. Okay, but only green listed wallets and individuals will be able to buy land and mint land. But 15th of February, which is essentially like today on my end, okay, we opening up the private land sale where you can on the land portal itself, you can just a click of a button, you will be taken to a page where you can submit your wallet for green listing. Yeah, so and if you have any questions, queries that you need us to address, okay, we are always on Twitter, we are always on Discord, and I welcome anybody to just drop by. So our handle on Twitter is at WEOMXYZ. Okay, and so all our Discord links and all our contact links are actually listed on the Twitter account. Yeah, so that's where you can find us.
Fantastic. Anything else we should know, or any questions, comments from anyone that's out there that may be listening somewhere else? And also, I just want to add that, would you all be open to coming on from time to time as the island evolves to give a primer to the people of what's new and with WEOM? If so, this platform is open to you all. I just want to extend that as well.
Sure. We are more than happy to. In fact, we often do update sessions together with our partner communities as well, just to let them know what are the latest developments. So happy to actually engage more with your community.
Oh, absolutely. You're quite welcome to do so, as WEOM, definitely. And I think that would be great because as some individuals want to see more, like you said, Lee, right? And as the island evolves, right, there'll be individuals that will make their decision. At that time, I always talk about the four aspects of individuals buying into things. It's attention, interest, evaluation, and decision. So maybe some folks aren't at the decision stage right away and we have their attention, and later we'll get their interest, and with a few more evolutions, they'll make evaluation and make the positive decision.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like we love to journey together with those who are like who are actually interested to find out more. So yeah, like so it's like engage with us like either through the Mentality Show, like either through our like Discord, like Twitter, all that. Like take note of what we are doing. We're always happy to share our journey over here, but don't take too long. If not, your favorite plot may be taken up very soon.
Right, I'm right on the beach. I'm right on the beach.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I said that earlier as well. Like different people have different strategies of like deciding which plot like is more valuable to them. Of course, ultimately it depends on maybe a bit personal like preference as well, like where the community actually like place the most value on. So some people like to the core district central session. So like if I don't know, it's like Jay, if you're able to move up to the water district or the like fire district, you'll be able to see that people who are like most people like they want to take the plots that are like close to the Genesis Center, so those are the first to be snapped up. But there are another group of people like yourself and like myself also is we prefer the beachfront. So I have a plot in the like water district that is like where there is away from every single living soul and just on my own, like near the beach.
Island on the island. I hear that. So can I take the Zeppelin over to your district over there and visit sometime?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well thanks for the
Yeah,
invitation. I appreciate that. And Hassan and Viol, where are your plots?
Oh, so I actually do have in the fire and the water district.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful. And that's Hassan or Viol?
Oh, it's Hassan.
Okay. And Viol, where's your plot? Or plots?
Yeah, Bill has not chosen a plot yet.
Oh, okay. And Viol thinks very deeply. He wants to choose wisely.
Okay, yeah. So Bill, if you were to choose a plot, where would it be?
Oh yeah. So if I chosen a plot, I would choose Fire District, where all the creativity and stuff are all in it.
This, no pun intended. This fire district seems pretty hot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think like a lot of people can just relate to the element of fire, like passion and creativity. Actually, a lot of our partners choose to be on Fire District.
Yes. Yes, and I think water district, where you are, Lean, is very, very therapeutic. I love the water. And so that's kind of, air, knowing that air is what air is, right? And being close to the water, I don't have two plots, but I have the best of these worlds. I have some sand, some earth there, and some water, and I'm in air. So it's therapeutic. It's founded on solid foundation, and what can I say?
Yeah.
I could stay here all day.
Eventually I do plan to be on all 4 districts. Right? So I will be neighbors with ever. Yeah.
Oh, so we can have more than one plot, yes?
Oh, yeah. Like for the pre-sale, like we only allow 1 mint per wallet, but the private sale, like we actually open up to 3 mints per wallet. So that people, if they want to collect all 4 elemental like districts, then they can actually like mint more plots.
Oh, that's a great note to file. I'll keep that for reference and share it with the community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eileen, I'm actually your I'm actually your neighbor 2 blocks away in the.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I said that I want to build a beachfront like healing resort, then invite everybody over. So it's like Hassan to be near me so that he doesn't have to walk too far.
Absolutely. I actually took a small plot. It's beachfront one as well on the other one. Yeah.
Well, with that, that makes that particular area very. That's a power neighborhood there.
Yeah, it is so funny because yes, we have two co-founders. You see, one is like Fazan and then Farhan, and then myself. So three of the core team members. Because we didn't mint too early. We let the community choose what they want first, and then we go in and mint. But then it's all of us we Fazan's plot was pretty obvious. So it's it's close to the Genesis Center, so everybody thought, okay, prime location. But it's both Farhan and myself, we mint in the middle of nowhere. Right? So people were speculating: is there some alpha? Is there some development going on in the? So the decisions start to go splits sideways and
no, but that's you figure actually folks like city and folks like country, right? And some folks like both. So as much as the being in the hustle and bustle, there are those individuals that love to be we call it off-grid areas in which are very, very to itself, and there's a lot of peace that's found there as well.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe there really will be alpha, but I will leave it as that.
And in WEOM, there's how many people that work behind the scenes altogether?
We are about a team of 40 people.
Mm-hmm. Centralized or spread across the world?
Oh, spread across the world. Like Fazan is in LA, then the development team is in Pakistan. Myself, I'm in Singapore. Yeah.
Which is great. It is a representation of that CQ, that cultural intelligence we talked about a little earlier.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's very, very great. That's very great. And when I looked at it, I thought about Singapore. When I saw the size of my lot, I said, in Singapore, that's about the size that you'd get. It's Singapore is the most valued real estate on the planet. It's very, 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 very tight, very beautiful. And I said, okay, cool, I like that.
And the Genesis Center, where the dome-like structures are, actually a lot of inspiration is taken from the Singapore Gardens by the Bay. Yeah, so if you compare the pictures, you will see some solar punk references, some architecture references from there.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I'm sure that we'll have a taste of so many places in the world here on the island. And this is what makes it unique, and we'll definitely surprise ourselves in many ways that way. We have another 6 minutes and a half to go, and I want you all to just share whatever you want to share. This is your platform as much as Mentality's platform. So, Lean, you want to have some parting words for the audience and our listeners at large?
Right. So I always feel that the value of this island, this metaverse, doesn't really end with what the WEOM team is building. So what we actually want to see is that how the community co-create together with us. So down the roadmap, further down the road, we will be introducing a lot of tools for the community to easily create their own metaverse scene. So like if you have seen the demo of our creator tool, is basically like it will be integrated with generative AI and making like creation so much easier and bringing down the cost. You know, it's like if people are not aware of building 3D metaverse scene, right? Like it's actually a very, very, very expensive process. So like this island is actually a demonstration of like what our technology can do. So we've been around since 2016. We've built like metaverse, like virtual worlds for top brands in the world, all that. Like so it's like in terms of tech, like we have everything that is ready, and we are just starting with mobile and like desktop devices right now, but like in the future it will definitely lead to like VR and AR. So as I said, we have already all the tech ready. It's just like when is the best time to actually deploy everything. So it's like, so you can see that there's a whole like solid roadmap of like items all laid out. Okay, then like when you come on board together with us on the WEOM Metaverse, like it is not just about a wellness game. It is not just about a virtual land investment or that. Like you are actually taking part in a full stack metaverse ecosystem. You're actually like co-creating like an entire like whole new like universe, a vision of a utopian future of like what the it's like what everybody can like achieve, like, you know, it's like if they set their mind like to it. Like so it's like I always feel the value of the island is like what the community like co-create on the island together with us, and how it will shape the entire entire metaverse like together. So very, very looking forward to welcome the future like island settlers like who will be coming on board onto the island, and looking forward to see what you will bring forth to this utopian fantasy island.
No, I love that. And individuals come with all sorts of ideas and things like that. Are there opportunities for individuals to sell what they have to offer?
Oh yes, definitely. So the land plots will be tradable, and like and it's like and there's like one thing about virtual land investment is it's like the value is always like what is the content being created on top of it. If it's just an empty plot of land, like frankly speaking, like the value like may not sustain for. Yes, that's right. So same as like real world estate. Yeah, if you have buildings on top, naturally the valuation will rise. So it's like, so with all the, so if it's like if there's like infrastructure on the land, if there's like content experiences being built on the land, actually like the valuation will definitely rise up. And there's like the whatever NFT scenes or that you build on top of your plot of WEOM land. Okay, the NFTs are actually stackable. What we mean by is that, for example, like if you mint a plot of land, it is an NFT. But you put there's like a building and then like different NFT like objects as like furniture. Okay, you can actually sell off that entire building with the furniture as a whole scene rather than separate NFT. You know, it's like so it creates a whole new kind of economy altogether. Okay, and on top of that, like further down the road, okay, like we will be able to rent out the land to like brands, like to businesses or to individuals who just like want to use that plot of land. Like if that is something that you are looking for, more on the passive income like side, and like it's like and individuals who actually like come on board with us, like you also have the influence like to like help make certain decisions and help the development how the island is going to shape. Like so, for example, what kind of games you want to see being deployed on the island, like we probably call for a community vote, and what kind of like partners like or brands or that we want to bring on top of the island or that. So that will actually like impact the whole like ecosystem altogether. So all our landowners or our settlers or that will have a say in everything of this.
Beautiful. Well, this is the culmination of the partnership announcement of WEOM and the mentality. We thank you all for joining, and bear in mind that we'll have more from WEOM here at the Mentality Show. And I want to thank Hassan. I want to thank VO, and saving the best for last. I want to thank Lean for making all of this happen, and the whole team, the VO as well as Hassan. And thank you all for embracing the mentality. And I truly embrace WEOM. And if we do one thing in a day, let it be to keep it mental, stay peaceful, and be WEOM. Thank you all.